Hi, my name is Artyom Arakcheev, and I'm excited to introduce you to quantum hypnosis. This particular session will be for people interested in quantum music. So if you maybe write quantum computing algorithms or you develop quantum computing hardware related to quantum music, or maybe you do any kind of research related to quantum music or do something else in quantum computing in general, then this hypnosis might be for you. What I do is that I help develop quantum computing industry by applying Ericksonian hypnosis, since Ericksonian hypnosis gives very deep level of concentration, of focus, and it allows to activate inner resources by communicating to unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind help you to get many things done, so you don't need to think about them. Like your unconscious mind can help you to regulate your breath, regulate your blood circulation, your digestion. We never think about how we need to breathe in and breathe out. We just do it without any thinking of this. These are pretty much automatic processes. And those processes are controlled by your unconscious mind. So the same way your unconscious mind could help you to reach your goals, to solve some problems, could even help you to get skills needed or knowledge needed, or maybe some actions in your life needed to help you develop something, maybe help you to develop a better life, or maybe even help you to develop some skills or knowledge in quantum music needed to lead this field, needed to advance the technology, advance algorithms, or advance the hardware, advance quantum computing field itself. So before we begin, I would like to check with you that you don't drive a car. If you do it, please kind of stop and then watch this recording or listen this recording. You can also listen this recording when you almost sleep. You can get even deeper state of hypnosis. So just take some comfortable position. Just scan your body if it's if you can be relaxed. Maybe just lean to the back of the chair, maybe just lie down on the bed, or maybe just find some comfortable place in which you can sit, or maybe lie down and relax your muscles. So if you are ready, then we begin. Since this hypnotic session is related to quantum computing music, then we could focus on some sounds. Maybe you can hear some sounds around you right now. Maybe some sounds you can hear from this video, like you can hear my voice, you can hear some pauses between the words, you can recognize some letters or my pronunciation of those letters, and you can feel some of them are louder, some of them are quieter. And while you're focusing on these sounds, you can go deeper to the state of the trance. You can go to this state, you can think of this state, or if you may not even need to think of that, because your unconscious mind can help you to develop the state of trance. Or maybe you can hear some sounds that are coming from your environment. Maybe you are in a room, or maybe you are on a street, or maybe you are somewhere else. You are in some place, and that place may have different sounds that you may realize, and you may notice and observe them. Some sounds could be closer to you, some sounds could be further from you, and you may notice differences in their volume, in their frequencies. Maybe there is some other kind of different spatial difference. Some sounds may come from the left, some sounds may come from the right, some sounds may come from above of you or below you. And there might be some noises, something you can recognize in this what you hear, something that you may not recognize, something maybe words or speech of some people if there are some people around you. Something else may be just sound of nature or sound related to some techniques or some electronics or something else that can be found in your environment. Maybe some animals can give you some sounds. Maybe some sounds can come from inside of you, because you may remember some voices of people, and while you're remembering those voices or sounds or something that you can hear, you can go to this calm state of focus, state of inner concentration, state of active inner resources, state when your unconscious mind can provide you some direction to inside of you. There is a lot of sounds can be in your imagination. It can be like a daydreaming, when you can just imagine something around you. And maybe you would like to imagine how you listen to some music, maybe your favorite track, or maybe it's just some music that you like to hear, maybe something that you heard today, or maybe you heard yesterday. It would be nice if you can hear some really enjoyable, like your favorite track or your favorite album, and then you could hear those sounds of that album, maybe some rhythm, maybe some harmony in that music. Or maybe you was in a concert and then you heard the musicians who play together, and someone could orchestrate them. Or maybe you just listen the sounds of the nature, maybe sounds of the ocean, or sounds of the leaves on the tree, or maybe the birds chirping, or some other animals. Can be any sounds. And then if you would like to close your eyes and go deeper to the state of trance, to the state of hypnosis, to concentrate deeper on that music, you can allow yourself to do that and just dive to this state of trance, state of your relaxation, when the muscles are relaxed, and you can just allow to happen whatever can happen by itself, and just focus on this music, focus on this sounds, and just maybe enjoy your favorite track, maybe enjoy your favorite music. Maybe there is some rhythms, and maybe you can recognize different instruments in that track, and even some sounds that could come from your environment outside of you could be actually interpreted by your imagination, like it is part of your inner experience, like you dream a dream, and in that dream you're listening to the music, and every information that comes from inside of you or outside of you is part of the dreams, or you are dreaming. And in that dream you can relax, you can just go deeper and deeper to the state of trance. And I will quickly count from 10 to 1, and while I'm counting, your unconscious mind could select some comfortable state of trance, and you can go dive to the state of trance. Just go with that counting, just go to this state of the trance, allow yourself to go there. And it can be so nice to go to this state of trance and just enjoy it, and just enjoy this level of concentration, this level of relaxation, this state of the harmony, state of good feeling, very resourceful state for you. 10, 9, and the state of trance is getting deeper and deeper. 8, 7, 6. And if I say something that fits you, you can take it. 6, 5, 4. And if I say something that doesn't fit, you just allow it to be forgotten. And you don't need to listen it, and you don't need to do anything at this moment. Just go deeper to inside of this trance. Deeper and deeper. Breathing in. Breathing out. 4, 3, 2, 1. And maybe you would like to see yourself like you would see yourself from the side, and you can see like you enjoying that music. Maybe there is some event, maybe it's some concert, maybe it's open air, or maybe it's in some place, somewhere, maybe a concert hall, or can be any place that you like to visit. Maybe you just sit on your favorite chair, or maybe on a sofa, or maybe you sit at home and just listening the music in your speakers, or maybe you have a headphones, or maybe you have some sound system, maybe some spatial system in which you can recognize the place from which the sound comes to you. And you just hear those frequencies, and something is more enjoyable. So maybe you can have a rhythm, pam, pa pa pam, pa pa pam, pa pa pam, pam, pa pa pam, pa pa pam, pa pa pam. It can be any rhythm that you would like to hear, and maybe you can even imagine it with many details. You can recognize the sounds, you can recognize the rhythms, you can recognize the volume, you can recognize the place from where the music is coming. And maybe there is some special in that music that you like to hear it again and again, and you like to listen it as soon as you finish the track. You may like to repeat it and listen it because you like to enjoy it. And this music would create you some special state, like you feel in some special way, like you feel this music. Maybe you feel joy, maybe you feel motivation, maybe you feel inspiration, maybe it creates in you some special feelings about memories that you had in the past, maybe about some people, maybe there is some emotions in that music. Maybe this music is very fast and rapid, and there is some fast pace, or maybe it's a slow music. Maybe it's a classical music, or maybe it's a music of some style, maybe rock or jazz, or can be any music from any country. Maybe bossa nova, it may be flamenco, it may be just classical music of your favorite composer. Or it can be anything. Maybe there is like some instrument that you like to recognize. Maybe there is a guitar or piano or violin. Maybe it's an electronic music and you can recognize many different sound effects. Or maybe it's music with distortion, something like rock or metal, and then you like to hear these musical effects. And maybe it's a music that is played by many musicians all together, so they sound good together. They train it, they repeated playing this track many times, so now they have a very good level of going together when they play this music. They are really behave like a band or like an orchestra who repeated this music so many times, and now they behave like a single system, like a single instrument. And you can just go to the sounds, and sometimes when you listen the sounds, you can have effect of synesthesia, like sometimes people can see the sounds, and maybe listening to this music you can actually see this music, or you can feel this music, or maybe you can taste the music, or maybe you can even smell the music. So there is other representative systems that are coming into play when you listen to it, when you enjoy it. And maybe this music reminds you about something. Maybe it could give you some thoughts about future, because your imagination could work, and maybe in that future you can see yourself, you can have some inspiration about this future. Maybe it's future about how you can be or who you can become in the quantum computing industry, how you can help other people, what you can develop. And maybe this music actually gives you some ideas about what could be a quantum computing music. If this music is so good for you, if you so like to listen it, then what would be a quantum music? How would it improve the industry of quantum computing, or the industry of the music itself? Maybe some quantum music algorithms would help to disrupt the music industry as it is right now. Maybe some solution in the music would be given at a cheaper or more affordable levels, or maybe there is some new designs of devices, like different effects, maybe effects for classical music, effect for jazz music, or for rock music, or for any kind of music. And maybe those quantum devices would give a much better quality of the music, something even more enjoyable, something that was never heard before. Maybe there is something about that music that you may know and then I don't know, and then this could be also part of this trance, this could be also part of this learning and this experience. Just allow to your unconscious to give you some clues, to give you some ideas about what could be a quantum music and how it could advance the world of sound, the space of kind of industry with many musicians, with many soundtracks, with what we can listen right now. Maybe there could be some quantum music algorithms that can be trained on existing music samples. Maybe what if we would train all that quantum algorithm, all the music that was created till this moment, and then this quantum music algorithm would generate even better kind of music. Or maybe it could be possible to create something like when you describe music with the text, with the words, with the words, and then it would allow make to text to music, giving music samples right after you describe the text. Or maybe it can be something else. You can just imagine anything possible. And maybe you would like to read some papers about quantum music. There was interesting papers about using natural language processing with quantum machine learning, and this research paper allow it to create an algorithm and generate a music based on some samples for training. Or it may be something else. Just you can keep the listening to this music, and you can focus on something, maybe on instruments, maybe on the volumes, maybe on details of each sound, maybe on the shape of the sound. And maybe you can recognize that any sound can have its different shape, and sometimes shape is getting bigger and sometimes shape is getting smaller, and you see it like in dynamics, and the music is changing and the shapes can be changing itself. And then it can be very interesting. What is similar between a note and a qubit? What is similar between a music track and a set of qubits, the circuit, the quantum circuit? What can be similar between how music evolved and the quantum gates? How could those quantum gates bring us something new in the music development? So there might be many interesting questions that you may ask about it. And the question I ask is just my question, and you may have your own questions about it. And maybe there are many questions that you already asked, or maybe you're just thinking about what could be a good question to ask. And you can go deeper in the state of the trance and allow to your unconscious to come up with some questions later, or maybe just do some work helping you to develop this quantum music skill and advance your quantum music experience, and maybe kind of think of something, maybe something new, maybe something old and forgotten, but something that can be reimagined and reused again and utilized again, or maybe it's something different. It can be anything that could advance quantum music field and maybe quantum computing field. And I don't know, maybe some learning, some knowledge from the quantum music industry may be used in other quantum related field, like maybe something can be used in financial world. Interesting if we imagine all the financial markets. Would those financial markets sound like the difference in the stock prices? We can imagine the graphs that shows the price for yesterday, for today, for tomorrow, and we can see the bars and the charts, and maybe those prices could also sound in some way, and maybe the quantum music industry could help to advance many other industries, or maybe the molecules that could be created by the quantum computing algorithms could also sound in some way, and maybe the quantum music could be used to play existing molecules, or maybe to play a new molecule that wasn't created, or maybe play some new developed materials, or maybe some drugs, or maybe some food that was in some way created by the quantum industry, or maybe there is just any kind of NP hard problems that could be solved, like a traveling salesman could be solved on quantum computing. Maybe those also could sound in some way, and maybe the quantum music field could be utilized in some way to help to advance those fields as well. Maybe something can be learned here that would have a big impact, have a big development that could be related not only to the fields of quantum computing itself, but to many other industries and to people itself, maybe to communication, maybe the way how people rest, or maybe the way how people go into the trance, maybe to the way how they do hypnosis, or it can be anything. And just sometimes it's so interesting to listen those kind of music, and if you would listen your favorite quantum music track, what would be the track? How you would listen to this track? What you can imagine? Like what feelings you could get listening by the quantum? Maybe some quantum artists could come up and they could create some new albums made on quantum algorithms, made on quantum music. Or maybe they could create a music with regular instruments that we have right now, but they would have some devices that are done with the quantum technologies, maybe quantum processors, quantum filters, quantum PST plugins, quantum, or maybe we could have a quantum instruments itself. Maybe we could have quantum light on the stage, on the scene. Maybe we could have quantum communications that would allow one instrument to send the music to some receiver and then to be pre-processed and then to be sent to the speaker. Maybe various music devices could communicate through the quantum channels. I don't know. Maybe there is something else that could be done with the quantum music. And now we could have just some quite moment when we just allow our unconscious to maybe to come up with some ideas about quantum music, or maybe to come up with some insights about it, or maybe just do some inner works. So I will take some pause, and maybe I will speak something slowly, or maybe I'll just give a few words. And in this moment, your senses can hear something around you and reimagine it. What if what you hear right now would be a quantum in some way? So there is different sounds, and the sounds may come from the quantum world, because the nature is quantum. And maybe the same note can be a sound and the silence. The same way as the cat can be dead or alive at the same time. And the same is true for your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is very similar to the quantum computing. When your unconscious computes something, the cat is dead and alive at the same time. And the sound is silent and is sounding at the same time. And maybe music could have some probabilities. One quantum music track might be all quantum music tracks. What if we just measure it in some ways that we can hear only one? Music track. Or maybe it's somehow different, I don't know. Maybe it's just regular sounds. Or maybe it's some special kind of sound. And maybe those particles, like photons, electrons, various particles can also sound in some way, and maybe we can hear those, I don't know. And maybe the planets can sound, and the qubits are like planets. And if you stay or sit or lie down in some point on the surface of the planet, maybe it's just like a qubit that have some value point. In some place on the surface of the sphere. So many things can sound, as can sound the quantum. And your breath can sound. And this moment between breathing out and breathing in can sound also. And there is your heart that can sound. And sometimes your thoughts can sound. And maybe airplane in the sky can sound too. So many things can sound. Like the quantum music. And your unconscious mind can keep generating ideas about how can you explore the quantum music technologies, how can you explore the quantum algorithms or quantum computing hardware, how it can be used for creating sounds and for generating sound effects, maybe for processing the music, for processing various kind of information. Maybe any kind of data can sound in some way. Maybe you can be a leader in the quantum music field, and maybe you can lead the quantum music industry. And I don't know what your goals are and what your dreams are. And if you have a dream or a goal, you can ask your unconscious mind to help you to reach this goal, to help you to reach this dream. And maybe if you dream of quantum sounds, quantum music algorithms or something else, maybe dream about just being a leader in the quantum music space, or maybe about something else. Your unconscious mind can help you to get there. Maybe can create a strategy for you, maybe can create a vision for you, the bright and clear vision for short term and for long term about what's gonna happen in the quantum music industry and how the quantum music industry can help to solve current problems related to music itself, to organizing concerts, to recording the albums, to publishing the albums, to let people know that those albums, those tracks, that music has been created. Many helping in some other way. And your unconscious mind can work in some solutions, and maybe at some point when those solutions will be ready, you will just get an aha moment. You will get that insight, like now you have the solution. And sometimes it can be just some signal from inside of you. Maybe it will come with some sound, maybe it will come with some image, like something can be seen in your imagination, or maybe something can be heard in your imagination, or maybe there will be some feeling about the solution. And then you can just receive that knowledge from your unconscious mind, like your conscious mind receives the information from the unconscious mind with some way, because there is some interface between your unconscious mind and conscious mind. And your conscious mind can thank the unconscious mind, and your unconscious mind can thank the conscious mind, one for sending information, one for receiving information. And your unconscious mind can work on this later, after this session will end. Your unconscious mind can work on these ideas, work on these solutions about something quantum, about maybe quantum music or something else. It can work in some moments when you do something, or maybe you don't do something, maybe you just sleep, or you kind of dream, or maybe it is a slumber, or maybe you just distracted, or maybe you talk to someone, or maybe you don't do anything special, maybe you read something, or maybe you doing something else. I don't know what it can be, just something that you can do every day, maybe daily routine, or maybe something special you can do. And your unconscious can work in any moments when it finds convenient to work on these solutions, or advancing your knowledge, advancing your skill, maybe advancing your leadership style, maybe developing your entrepreneurship, maybe even helping you to grow a company, or getting a startup started, or maybe even developing the whole industry, maybe having some speech, or maybe helping in some event, or maybe organizing something for many other people. I don't know how it can be, because many people are different, and Hypnosis session can be for everyone. We may have many various ideas for all kind of people, and sometimes it can make sense to have a tailored hypnotic session, tailored approach that could fit to one individual, knowing his personal knowledge, knowing his skills, his needs, knowing his experience. And your unconscious mind can help you to get there when you want to be, and maybe enjoy this kind of music. Like, what would be a rhythm of a quantum music? What would be a sound of quantum music? What would be effects of music generated by some quantum algorithms or by some quantum devices? What would that be? How would that sound? And maybe you can just wait until your unconscious mind can give you some example of those sounds. Maybe something that you never heard, or maybe something that you already heard, and maybe there is something completely new, and maybe those sounds can be just given to you by your unconscious. Maybe it will not come right now, maybe it will come later, maybe inside of this trance, or later after we finish this trance. But some quantum music, some idea of quantum music algorithm, some idea of quantum music hardware, some ideas of quantum music software, something, some insights, some ideas can come to your mind in some way, at some point. And now, the same way as you heard this, your favorite track, or maybe sounds of the nature, or maybe you can hear the concert, or maybe you can just enjoy your favorite track, or maybe just listen to some music, or some speech, or maybe some singing, or maybe some instrument, or maybe set of the instruments. The same way you can hear the quantum music, just listening it again and again, again and again, again and again. So nice, so enjoyable listening to this quantum music. And this music can be something that you would like to share with other people, and there may be something new, something that your friends never heard before, and something that you would like to show them so much, give them this sense of joy, this sense of relaxation when you listen to this music, this sense of energy that comes from the music. And you can share it with them. Maybe you can share it with all the world. And you can keep listening and listening this quantum music in your imagination and enjoy it again and again. And every time when you would like to listen this recording or watch this recording again, you can watch it again and maybe get some additional insight, get some additional ideas about the quantum music, about your skills, about your leadership, about something for quantum music that can help you. And when you're ready, you can come back out of the trance, just open your eyes and find yourself in the place where you are. Maybe you are in some room, in some place, or maybe you are in some nature, or maybe somewhere, and you can just look around, find yourself here, and find me on your screen. Look on the screen, find my face. It's already got darker here, so you can find me on your screen, and you can take one deep breath, maybe 2 or 3 deep breaths. You can stretch your muscles and you can reorient yourself back, get out of the trance, allow this trance to finish, and then feel free to write me any comment about how was this experience for you, maybe some suggestions about what can be improved, maybe some ideas for me. And also if you have some idea about the future hypnotic sessions, or maybe kind of something special, something tailored to your needs, you can text me about it in comments. And then I would likely to create another session that is recorded specially for you, to help you to achieve some goals, maybe in quantum computing field or in life in general. It can be anything. So feel free to communicate with me. It was very nice to have this session with you today. I hope it helped you, and have a great rest of the day. Good luck.